that school shooting too happened, and this is in this is in what place was yeah.
Yeah, it was in Kentucky.
Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah, Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah, I want to talk about that too. But also want to talk about these people on social media who are posing as using people's identity and also committing crime. And so I want to talk about that. Go ahead and do an introduction. Tell us who you are. Go right ahead and do that.
Okay, hello, I'm Robert Coleman. I'm pastor, and I'm also an author, and I wrote some books on the child protective racket.
Right.
And
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm sorry. Right now we're having a little bit of problems here. Let me see if I can clear up some of this. Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, I can hear you just fine. So you mentioned you wrote a book, and you also talked about protecting child.
The Child Protection Service. Yeah. You know, the racket of the Child Protective Service. That's correct.
Okay. And also, what inspired you to do that?
Well, I was abducted into the system back in 2008 when I had false allegations against me. And, you know, I believed in the government and believed in that you must be guilty or done something wrong before you get accused of something. But in this case, it's not the instance, and it really gave me a wake-up call.
Okay. And so you're not a pastor now, huh?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, cool. So you went from being a law enforcement to a pastor, and I want to talk about these people on Facebook who are on having fake profiles. Can we talk about that a little bit and talk about what's going on with this one particular case in general?
Which case do you want to talk about in general?
Matthew's case.
What, the Matthew Virgin case?
Yes. Yes.
There's really nothing to talk about. I mean, I don't think he has a fake profile on the internet. He does have two profiles.
Right.
But, you know, I mean, as far as aspect of fake profiles, people have to understand this is a social media group. You don't have to identify yourself to get on. You don't have to show your driver's license, a credit card, or any type of information to verify who you are. There are many law agencies that are out there that are law enforcement agencies that have bogus accounts. A lot of them do. And they are very effective at catching criminals in this aspect.
Right.
So as far as for people having fake profiles, I mean, that's kind of hard for Facebook to enforce, and if they do, they just block out the account. They shut it down. It's not against the law to do that.
Right, but I understand that. But these people who are just like ISIS, who are trying to recruit people, and again, money, the advertisers again, money for doing this, and that is violation of the Constitution.
Well, you're jumping around here now because, see, now you're talking about ISIS, which is a terroristic group.
Right.
And you're talking about recruiting people over the internet. And we were just talking about as far as opening up accounts that were under fictitious names or stuff.
Right.
You know, the government's been aware of ISIS for a couple of years. They dropped the ball on it. They weren't really aware of the situation on how fast that the terroristic group had grown.
Right.
So, yeah, there is a problem here, and I don't think that they're actually going to be able to solve it until they get boots on the ground over there in Iraq, where they're having the problem, and that's their biggest downfall.
Right, but I'm talking about recruiting, you know, having these people on social media who are using these groups and using fake names and these profiles here. I'm on the same subject. I'm not trying to jump around here. No, I'm on the same subject as what's happening right now with social media and how and it's getting be more and more corruption, as you know, and we got people, you know, who are it's saying that there's something that they're using people's profile names, and then they're using the accounts, and then they're attacking people. What can as a former law enforcement, what should be done about that, and what can we do about that? That's a good question.
Well, when you're talking about the internet, this is a whole new ball game.
Right.
You have got very few laws that protect you over the internet. Mm-hmm. I'm sure people will try to say that you have a lot of laws. A lot of people take and misinterpret the law.
Right, they sure do.
I'm not really an expert on this, but I can give you an educated opinion on this.
That'd be great.
When you bully somebody on the internet, it's called cyberbullying.
Right.
Okay. Is it a crime? Well, a lot of the law protects these people that are involved with minors because you get the school involved, you get law enforcement agencies involved,
right?
And they can identify who these people are because Sally's being bothered by Jenny, who's harassing her, and then Jenny kills herself. So it gets into the point to where it's a back and forth thing. So then Jenny gets bullied, and then she kills herself, or stuff like that. So that's where the law enforcement's really involved in it. We're grown adults out here. People that come up with these bogus accounts and things like that. Facebook is going to tell you, or any social media site would tell you, we have a block button. If you don't like it, block these people. Now, I know that they've been really cracking down as far as people posting, attacking people for bullying and stuff, but it's not enough.
Right.
They're not really. Now, I know, for example, if you want to get to this Matthew Virgin, I heard that he had his account closed, but then he put it back on. I guess if you send a copy of your driver's license, or if you give them your cell phone number or something to identify yourself, then you can have it put back on. So
right.
It doesn't necessarily solve the problem, but it will give it a little fast remedy. Now, as far as people recruiting, this is a joint operation between law enforcement and social media groups. They have to work together in reference to trying to protect the public from not being involved with these terroristic groups. And in order to do that is to block groups. Now, these social media sites like Facebook or MySpace or whatever else is out there, they don't have enough protection to report these.
Right. Right. They don't, and you're right about that. And they're running, and they're